All right, everyone, we are back with round 3 of Vlad's games from the Central Pennsylvania Championship. Hey, Vlad, how you doing?
Exhausted.
Yeah, and for Vlad's troubles of losing the last 2 games, he gets to play someone 1,200 points higher rated than him. Vlad, this section is absolutely crazy for you. You're playing so many higher rated people, it's nuts.
For my troubles, up against the 1,500 now.
Like you're the elo of your opponents that are going up, the more you're losing.
5 times.
Yeah, I think it should be going down now. I think it should be going down now.
By some miracle.
Yes, and so he played D4, you play D5, and he's playing the Queen's Gambit, just like the TV show, and and you played Knight of 6. So this is an inaccuracy. I have no idea how to punish it. So it's an inaccuracy because white can take, and if you take with the queen, then white is going to kick your queen out with tempo. And if you take with the knight, then white can play E4, and they have a big white center. I don't think it's that bad for black. Oh, and by the way, just for everyone watching, we do not use engines. I guess it's the opening. I can flash it on. Wait, that's a lie. I'm not going to do that. But I think it's okay for black. But whatchamacallit? It's not good. It's an accuracy because white can just take on D5. So that's why the 2 main moves that you see on move 2 are C6 and E6. And you played against the Queen's Gambit declined, or the Queen's Gambit before, right?
Question
mark? Really?
Actually, this is the first time I've ever seen this.
D4? Or just D4, C4? Like those 2 pawns.
I've actually never seen anyone else besides myself, and I got punished horribly for it, move to D4.
Vlad, you're getting some crazy experiences this tournament. You play.
My idea was, do I take? Do I move a knight? What knight do I move? I can't move my queenside knight because even if I think about taking that pawn, the queen's just going to take my knight. I give away a free knight.
This is fascinating.
So I glitch and I do the most thing that feels natural. Just develop a horse before I develop a bishop.
This is so rare. Like you're getting exposed to all these openings for the first time. This is chess is just a world of riches. There's so much you don't know, Vlad. There's so much to learn.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Anyways, so Knight of 6. And so yeah, the most common response is E6, the Queen's Gambit declined, or C6, the Slav. Just so you know.
Okay.
But it ends up turning into a Slav because he doesn't take on D5 immediately, and you guys both develop your knights, and now you play C6.
I felt a little bit safer because I felt a little bit safer with that move because I was like, I'm not trapping a bishop in with moving up my king's pawn to defend.
Yeah, it definitely gets a little bit tricky because you have to know that this position is okay for you to block in your own bishop. I love your reasoning with C6 instead.
Yeah, and even with that, if he starts trying to nom down my pawns, it opens up my queen side and gives me a lot of lines to work with in the middle of that board.
Okay, I was geeking out when we were putting this game in the game on the computer here. But he takes, and you do not take back. You develop a piece, and this was intentional.
That was intentional.
Yeah.
Because I now have a couple lines I can work with. I can get some pieces out there, develop some pieces. And if I thought he was maybe on my level, I might have let him have one more piece and not done the bishop, but brought out another piece to develop the black bishop.
Yeah.
So I will let him
eat
I will let him eat all the way down and take
Yeah, just,
take the pawn.
It like takes here.
Yes.
And you got the bees lined up. That's ridiculous, Vlad. That's ridiculous.
I got scared a little early.
Yeah, this is just a very aggressive, very, very aggressive chess. I don't think you should do it, not because it's bad on principle. Like, you are ahead in development. If you just count, you have 3 pieces out. He has 1. Like, you're ahead in development. That's good. The issue is, he might have the move. Oh wait, I thought he might have the move D5, ruining your life.
No, because queens.
wait, what? Wait, what?
Because if I take it, like, that's just pretty much trading off queens. Is how that pretty much works out.
No, actually, he has
really
2 defenders. You only have 2 attackers. So if you take, he takes. You take, he takes.
And I lose the queen.
Yeah. Or you don't have to take. You just lose a knight. But here I thought you might have the move knight b4, which is good because you're threatening a fork, and you're attacking the pawn. But check, and you lose your knight because you haven't played e6 yet. Your bishop's not guarding your knight yet.
Okay.
So I think the reason why this is bad is because he can play d5.
Okay.
That's the main reason why I would say don't play this. Like, don't. Because you kind of lose the game on the spot. I guess you could go knight e5. I say it like that because I'm scared for you.
Yes. Yes, this whole game was kind of scary.
Yeah, so that's why I would just say, like, please just take back if you can, and maybe sacrifice a pawn later, I guess. But I don't hate the sacrifice of a pawn in an opening on principle though. Okay, e6. So you guys are both moving pieces out like normal people. This is good. And here you go for queen a5, and it is good, or it can be good when this bishop cannot block. So next time when this happens again, and you think, oh, is queen a5 a good move here, pinning the pawn to the rook, or is it a bad move? You should ask, like, for example, let me try to create a situation. So let's say here, and here. Wait. Here. Let's say here. Okay. Is queen a5 good? Well, the bishop cannot block this diagonal, and the rook is undefended. So, I don't know if it's good. Saying is it good or not is an exaggeration. But is it bad? No, it's not bad. Because he cannot easily. He's still going to take him a couple moves to get out, and he can't block the diagonal with his bishop. But if we instant rewind here to what happened in the actual game, his bishop immediately breaks the pin. His rook's defended, and you lose time. And you sacrifice a pawn to have more pieces out. So you sacrifice a pawn to gain time. You're gaining time, and now you're losing time. Very bad. Very bad. Yeah. So in this case, going queen a5 is not good. And actually, oftentimes, I would say going queen a5 is when your bishop is hanging like that. Like, you have to be careful with your calculation, because if you mess up, you could lose a bunch of time. And in this case, the bishop is just hanging, so you go back. And if he wanted to, he could have gone knight e4, attacking your queen, attacking the bishop, attacking the knight. And you probably have to defend your bishop, and then he could either double your pawns, which doesn't look that bad for you, or you could just take your bishop, and he has a bishop pair, and he can even go. I guess he can't go here because you take, but I think the position is okay for him at the very least. So I don't think queen a5 was a particularly good move because of bishop d2. Probably better than that. You probably just move your bishop back. You could go bishop d6 or bishop a4, a5. Both are fine, I think. But you play it, then he plays knight h4. I guess he just wants to take your bishop. So.
And I was going to say nom nom knight.
Nom 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 knight. Literally. I think he could have just developed his bishop like that, but it doesn't matter. I think knight h4 is totally reasonable for him. You castle. Now there's a discovered attack. And here you go queen b6. And you actually lose your bishop. Did you consider any other moves other than queen b6 here?
I considered taking the knight and saving the bishop, but that would have hung my queen.
That's true.
And there was no way I could take back that bishop because the bishop-knight pair is better than the queen if I could get both of them. But there wasn't a way to capture both those pieces in this current spot.
I disagree. In the fact that the bishop and knight pair is not better than the queen.
Really?
Yes, I disagree. If you go purely by material count, so knights and bishops were 3, queen was 9. So we want 2 knights and a bishop, or 2 bishops and a knight for a queen. That being said, a knight and a bishop can be more tricky than a queen.
Oh, for sure.
For sure. It can be more tricky, but a queen should be better 99.999% of the time.
But 2 heads think better than 1.
Okay. If you don't have a queen, you can't blunder it.
That's true.
Yeah.
So I decided not to blunder a queen. I actually contemplated whether I should just take the bishop anyway that's attacking me.
Yeah.
To at least stall for a little bit of time, maybe come up with another attack.
Yeah. We talked about option A, option B, option C, but I would say option D is the best, which is queen d8 all the way back to the home square, and it defends your bishop. So I think you probably I don't know, do you feel like you moved quickly on this move, or were you tunnel visioned on something else? Or did you just not see that you could defend your bishop here?
I think I ultimately went for
Queen b6. Yeah, was your
queen b6 because I was thinking about if he did, he's pretty much going to be taking my bishop. Even if I did defend it, but now I'm going to be trying to push up and attacking that pawn, the b pawn, when he does move.
Yeah, that's true. You do have a threat on this b pawn, but in this case, I think he actually does take. Also, I just realized the board on the recording is a bit off-centered. That's crazy. It's been off-centered this entire time.
Oh.
That's sad.
I mean, there's also a little bit of a board above my name.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we'll fix that another time, I guess. It's been like that this entire time. That's crazy. Yeah. Okay, anyways, the issue is with this attack on the b pawn is that I guess his rook can't go there. I was gonna say his rook can go to b1, but actually your knight covers it. I think yeah. So I guess it's not that bad. Oh, well, now you move your bishop. So I guess.
Yes, but now I'm also I did move the bishop, slightly attacking the queen. And at this point, I'm kind of just staying alive, running away.
No time to talk. Yeah, I like it. So he's just trying to stay alive.
Yeah.
He does a nice move. A knight's move. Yeah, he does a knight's move. And attacks the queen, defends the pawn, nowhere to go. So you move your queen out of danger. Then he goes g4. And yeah, the bishop has no squares to go, and he just trades it off.
Yeah, and this entire time while my queen is sitting there, I'm looking at the h pawn, going, why does that have to stay there? I'm sure I want that pawn to move.
All right, are you talking about this H pawn or his H pawn?
Yeah, his H pawn is definitely being very powerful and preventing me from doing anything.
Yeah, that's a good. I see. I see what you mean. If an H pawn move, then your queen gets in.
Yeah.
Okay, I actually didn't understand what you first said.
Yeah, I get in the diagonal, and then I can start actually causing a little bit of ruckus.
Yeah, definitely.
And maybe forcing him a little bit open.
Yeah. So actually, in this position, which way do you think you should take more generally? Like in any situation where you have a choice to take with the H pawn or the F pawn, which one should you take with? Or do you think it just depends on each situation?
I honestly think it's a little dependent. I don't remember exactly which pawn I took with.
You took with the F pawn in the game, yeah. So you opened up your rook here, by taking with the F pawn.
Yeah, and that gives me a little bit more defense. I'm also thinking H pawn probably isn't that bad of a pawn either to take with.
Yeah.
In this position.
Yeah. The general rule of thumb is you capture towards the center, which kind of makes sense. Like if you capture towards the edge, that's less control of the more center squares. So so that's a general rule of thumb. If your logic was I'm opening up my rook, I like that logic. If your logic was there was none, I'm like, you need to have logic. It's okay if you're wrong as long as you have logic that like for a reason why you did it. So then yeah.
Also looking at it like opening up that file, that H file could be detrimental later. An attack coming in, he finally gets his two rooks together and comes barreling down that way.
Definitely. Are you saying that if you take with the H pawn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I took with the H pawn, that opens that up because not even the knight's really guarding that H8 square. So if he could get that defended and his queen or another rook in there, then I got a back row made.
Definitely a consideration for sure. Usually, if they castle kingside, it's totally safe to take with the H pawn. If they castle queenside, of course, then it's a bit more dangerous. But usually
he's not even castled yet.
He's not even castled yet. But in this game, I think it would be safe enough for you to take with the H pawn. But you're right. Like if your reasoning was, I'm a bit afraid of long-term possibilities of him utilizing the H pawn. I'm like, okay, that's reasonable enough reasoning. Okay, but I do think I think I personally would take with the H pawn here, but
that and like this and like my first game, like they castled super late.
That's actually true. They did castle pretty late in your games. I think the reason why is because they won a piece early, and they're focusing on other things. They're not focusing so much on king safety and like getting the king out of the center because they won a piece early. So I think that's why. Okay, take it with F pawn. He develops his piece. You develop your piece towards the center. He moves his knight out, utilizing the pin. So very nice. A lot of pressure on your squares. So that makes sense. You go G5. I don't really know what else there is for you to do. Did you want to go G5? What was the thought process behind G5, if there was any?
Separating the pawns a little bit. Also, if he did, so I was focusing on the F file. If he was going to come in a little bit that way, I was going to try to take his pawn or like stop his pawn from coming up. Because I think I saw something slightly detrimental.
Yeah,
if you move that pawn.
Actually, like let's say you play a move like Rook F6. I don't think it's that good of a move. But then he can play move F4. And now his knight is super locked in. And you have this F4 pawn cannot be targeted by any of your pieces because it's defended by another pawn. So
yeah. And if I did move the F rook up too, all he had to do was bring his G pawn down.
Yeah, and just attack it and stuff.
And now I'm being bullied even further.
Yeah, so actually, I like g5. I mean, like, you're down a piece, so not much. Yeah, so you're just it's just a simple move too, but I like the reasoning and everything behind it. You end up moving your queen out of the pin, and yeah, he ends up taking. There's not much to do. I mean, like, I guess you could go here instead. So if he takes, after pawn takes, this pawn isn't hanging. But in this case, you move your queen far enough away that now the pawn is hanging. But the thing is, he doesn't even take. He's like, castles.
Finally.
He does finally castle. Move 21 again. Wait, round 1, it was also move 21.
Was it?
Yeah, it was actually move 21. That was that one. Yeah, move 21. Oh, I lied.
Move 20.
Oh, come on. That was close enough. That's close enough.
Yeah.
It's literally half a move later because he's white, so he's move 21. So you just finished move 20. Anyways, e5. Makes sense. Perfectly reasonable move. And yeah, I think I'm going to move through these moves kind of quickly because you're simply down a piece still at this point.
And I'm thinking there's like a little bit of a tactic with that one, moving the knight over, because I am trying to now. He moved the target into somewhere I could get to a little bit.
Yeah.
I just had to reasonably figure out how to get there.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing though is like he still has enough defenders around his king, and like his king is looking kind of airy. Like he's pushed a lot of pawns in front of his king, but it's not really possible for you to exploit it.
Not really.
And I love this move from him because like the idea is that the knight's guarding important squares, and in this case it's b4. He plays b4 now, skewering your queen and rook. So now he wins the rook, so he's just converting at this point. You are threatening checkmate.
Yes.
So if he does like ooh pawn, and like, but no, I don't think. No. I think he saw that. So rook f2, and yeah, he's just winning at this point, and yeah, there's not much you can do here, and
not really.
And he ends up converting it very nicely. He gets all his pieces in, and kind of educational in that sense. That like, oh yeah, he's really very methodically getting both bishops in, getting the rook on the open file. So very, very methodical. He never even took the c6 pawn. He never even took it.
No,
because he didn't need to.
I think it was at this point I was like, let me eat as much as I can, and I'm losing irregardless.
Yeah, there's not much to do. And I think it was here.
Yeah,
that you resigned, and yeah, I mean, I think your opponent played very, very solidly. Never gave you any chances after you were down. I think your first 2 games, your opponents gave you some chances. This one, you truly had, in my opinion, no chance.
Yeah.
He didn't. He played very, very solid, very, very good. I think it's crazy that your opponents have been getting stronger as you've been going, as you've been losing. But I don't know. How do you feel like how you played?
With this one?
Yeah.
Overly aggressive.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't hate the sacrifice on principle, but in this case, it's kind of like tactically, like your knight's all over the place. D5 is a very good move for him if he played it. Yeah, I think Queen A5 I think was a mistake probably.
Yeah. That and definitely I did not know that the Queen's Gambit was the exception of blocking the bishop in.
Queen's Gambit was the something about blocking the bishop in?
Yeah. So go back to
the very first part. Oh yeah. Well, this is the Queen's Gambit declined.
Yeah.
Yeah. So also the Queen's Gambit accepted.
I could accept it?
You can. Akil plays it, and so does Austin. I think I don't play it, but I believe the idea is to go e6. So let's say like knight f3, e6. I don't know if these are the right moves or not, but basically, you're gonna go for c5 eventually, and then like knight c6, bishop here, and then you might even go a6, b5, and go this way. So you might, let's say an ideal setup. Let's just say knight here, takes, castles here. So this something like this would be the ideal setup.
Okay.
Where you have your bishops like this, your knights like this. So this is, I think this is one of the main setups for it. I don't really know. I don't play it. But yeah, I think this is pretty common.
Okay.
Yeah. So Queen's Gambit accepted. There might be some weird theory that's tricky to play against. I don't think there's any weird theory. Just put your pieces on normal squares. and just know that you might not bring this bishop out here. You might be bringing this bishop out here later on.
Okay.
Yeah, that's probably the key thing to remember. But you can definitely play it like that. But yeah, I would say like you made a few mistakes. He never gave you a chance to get back in the game, and that was that. So we play 2 rounds tomorrow. I guess good luck, Vlad, in the last 2 games. Hopefully you play someone close to your rating.
Unlikely. I'm pretty sure I'm the lowest player there.
You played 1,800 and 2,000 in your last 2 rounds.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be crazy. There is, I think Peter Minear might be 2,300. That would be crazy to play someone 2,000 points higher rated than you.
I mean, I am
That would be
0
crazy.
for 3, and if someone that high rating is also 0 for 3, I might be their saving grace.
Yeah, no, don't worry. All right, well, we'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye.